Hey guys, welcome to Bada Boom. I'm Chris.
I'm Troy.
So some big news today. Dave Filoni was announced that he'll be taking up a new role at Lucasfilm, and that is of Chief Creative Officer. What do you think of the news?
Honestly, I kind of already thought he was, but at the same point in time, I'm like, no, there's been some things that the content just wasn't like as on point as I would have expected for like a Dave Filoni project to be, Book of Boba Fett. So I'm
Hmm.
glad he's in this role now because like everyone that I've ever talked to has said, "Oh, I love the Clone Wars animated series. I love what that was," and that is a huge feat of storytelling across several seasons with different actors that of course is animated, but like when you can bring that into a live action and tell that high caliber of storytelling with great characters in the Star Wars universe with someone that's as big of a nerd as Dave Filoni is for Star Wars content. Like, if we felt like in the slums for Star Wars content apart from Ahsoka, then I feel like it's just going
Which
to
is what he
be
directed and
exactly,
wrote.
exactly.
So
It's got his name on it.
yeah.
The next projects that will be coming out should be the best that we've ever seen yet, hopefully.
Oh yeah, I think that's fair to think, but to me, I think this kind of distracts him from things he's already doing, which is
That's
sort of,
true.
like an Ahsoka season two, he's got his General Thrawn movie or whatever that's going to look like. So he has a lot on his plate. Obviously, he's done a lot for the Star Wars universe. George Lucas was his mentor, so he's learned the storytelling aspect, and people love the lore aspects of Ahsoka. I still think Ahsoka sort of had some things I wasn't completely like, oh my God, this is the best Star Wars thing I've ever seen, the fighting in particular. But, you can't deny their passion and sort of their buy-in from the fan base. And I think for Lucasfilm, which has taken a lot of hits from the fans, just based on some of the decisions that have been made, by Kathy Kennedy in terms of like hiring and firing people or some of the creative decisions that have been made, it is good to kind of get some goodwill from the fans. So something like Ahsoka, which had, Anakin Skywalker in it, Thrawn, some things that people could really get excited for. It can signal that, hey, like Lucasfilm is going in the right direction. But I'm not completely like, hey, this is going to change everything. I actually would just prefer that they, are kept on as just a singular creative and be able to work on their things and still consult on other things. Because the reality is, I think they're not the head of Lucasfilm. So
Yeah.
like they could still have, like creative ideas and stuff like that are completely kaput. And then also they have no control of the release date of things or what gets made and what doesn't get made. So although I think they're going to be like a key figure in a lot of that, which they already are, I don't think it changes much of what has made Lucasfilm sort of lose its way in a lot of ways because, the same people are in charge and you still
Yeah.
have Disney at the helm. But I mean, the good thing is that this comes at a time where Disney is kind of, they're pulling back in terms of what they're doing on Disney Plus. So hopefully that gives people a little bit more excitement because we're not going to be getting a Star Wars thing every 6 months, which was the problem with the Book of Boba Fett. It came so soon after the
Yeah.
Mandalorian that you felt like, hey, is this just like the Mandalorian season 2.5? And you said that before the episodes where the Mandalorian came in, which once he came in, you're like, oh, this actually is. Because if you don't watch those episodes, season three of The Mandalorian makes no sense. So,
Which kind of sucked because like you had to watch Boba Fett, and for people that were like, not my thing, I want to just do The Mandalorian. And like, I get your point, like, it could potentially get spread thin across all these projects. I think hopefully from a positive point of view, it's that we have someone that's going to ensure there's going to be continuity. We're not going to be doing things that are like jumping across the universe or jumping from one story point to another. Like hopefully it's going to bring some more cohesion to some of these stories, but you can't be everywhere all at once. And well, at least when he's doing his own stuff, like you said, like he can ensure that that's going to be a high quality caliber movie or series. But everyone's kind of pulling back at Disney on the projects. So I think whatever they're going to come out with next, they want to make sure it's great. And having Dave Filoni have as much influence as possible, hopefully in this new role, I think that's going to ensure some high quality, like great Star Wars.
Yeah, and people loved Ahsoka, so he's still working on that outline for season two. So we'll see what that looks like, especially considering that Disney is pulling back. So let's see if it has the same budget and quality that season one had. But what did you guys think? Let us know in the comments, and please like and subscribe. And with that, bada boom.
Bada boom.